Welcome back to the Production Dude. Today we're continuing Cabin Fever. We're on the Chapter 8 infection, so just by that title alone, you can tell bad things are gonna happen. So if you missed the last episode, of course, basically Mallory finally revealed like where she came from and like what happened to her family. And then we got we got more romantic with her, like we actually made a move. A really big one, and then all of a sudden she actually fell ill, so there's gonna be some significance here. Yeah, so we're gonna see what happens here. Because right now we're currently taking care of Mallory and trying to get her sickness down in a way. And we're trying to see like what we can do. We're starting here. So in the dead of night, something woke me up. The sound of the wind? An animal. Whatever it was. That pulled me up out of some dream. I sat up and listened. The night was quiet now. Nothing but crickets and white noise. I realized I really needed to pee. You know, typically. Carefully so as to not wake Mallory. I got out of bed. I headed downstairs to the bathroom, half asleep in the dark. Once I was done, I went to the kitchen for some water. I stood by the window with my glass, looking out at the sleeping world. I wasn't used to being awake at this hour. It was a little eerie. I glanced up at the dark loft where Mallory slept. For a while, her coughing had kept her and me awake, but I'd rubbed her back until we both drifted off. Thankfully, she was sleeping peacefully now, getting the rest she needed. Worry made my stomach feel sick and my chest feel hollow.
There's no way I'm getting back to sleep now.
I paced back and forth for a minute, dragging my hands across my face. I needed a distraction, something to shut down my brain or at least get rid of this nervous energy. Shaking my head, I went to my desk and dropped into my chair. Computers were usually pretty distracting. I turned on my monitor and pulled out my keyboard. It was a membrane keyboard, so I didn't have to worry about making too much noise while typing. There were more emails waiting in my inbox. One was from a colleague who worked out of Vietnam. The time difference would have meant it was late in the afternoon over there, so she was probably wrapping up her workday as I sat there in the darkest hour of night. Subject line read, "Remedy distribution underway." Just reading it made my blood boil. I was so sick of these empty promises, and for what? Read the spam anyway, yeah, let's go. I opened the email anyway, thinking maybe I could find whoever started the vile forwarding chain and send them a piece of my mind. But then my curiosity was piqued. The body of the email had a surprisingly official-looking Global Health Authority logo at its top. There were multiple language options. I scrolled to the appropriate section and started to read.
Public notice. The worldwide distribution of our PandaVax is underway. Please read on for information on how and where to seek treatment.
Alright, we got achievements. Also, I turned on the Steam overlay again because apparently, like, when I turned it off to, like, hide things like that, it actually did more harm to a lot of the games that I played. Like, I couldn't take screenshots or even access the Steam store from mid-game. So, yeah, I turned it back on, everybody.
Patients who receive our PandaVax have a 96% chance of recovering, up from the 45% seen with traditional medical intervention. Right, I wish. Our PandaVax rollouts are now taking place with med tents being set up outside major hospital locations in the countries and cities listed below.
Also, I see PandaVax.
Symptomatic
Nice.
individuals should visit their nearest med tent as soon as possible for assessment and hospital admission.
Hang on, this couldn't be real, could it? I scanned down the list and then I saw it, the name of our city.
Is this actually real? Our PandaVax treatment will be administered free of charge with identification requirements relaxed by emergency order. Our PandaVax may also have a preventative effect, and individuals who have not been infected may opt to receive an immunizing dose.
I scrolled up, down, searching the screen for some evidence that this was fake, a scam, a lie. I pulled up the internet and searched our PandaVax. At least 100 articles came up, all posted within the last 24 hours. Bulletins from different news sources, statements from researchers, schedules being shared.
Mallory!
I called up towards the loft, my voice shaking like crazy, my gaze not leaving the screen. I stood up, tremors running through my whole body.
Mallory, it's real! Mallory, we have to go now!
I was dashing up the stairs, staggering towards the bed, ready to pick her up and carry her out of the cabin, if I had to. I couldn't believe this. I couldn't believe our luck. It felt like a dream. Could this really be real? I reached across the bed for her and...
Psych!
She wasn't there.
Mallory?
Wait, what? Wait, where'd she go? Hey. Mallory, get your ass over here. I looked around the dark room wildly.
Mallory!
The cabin remained silent. My heart pounded. Where was she? Don't tell me she left, like, it's the sister incident again, except instead of walking herself inside the house, she walked herself out or something, I don't know. Well, not really walked, but you get what I mean. I raced back down the stairs, calling out again and again as I searched the cabin, throwing open the door to the aquaponics room, and the bathroom and the storage room frantic. Where was she? That's when I noticed something resting on the kitchen table. A small notebook left open. Uh-oh. This can't be good. The top page had a note written in purple ink. A lump formed in my throat and my stomach twisted.
We both know I have it. My only hope is that it's not too late. That I haven't passed it to you. Because I want you to carry on with your life. Don't worry about me. I'm going back home to find out what happened to my sister. Whatever the answer is, I'm comforted to know we'll see each other again soon. I hope you know I would have stayed with you forever. But I'm thankful we had the time that we did. Love, Mallory.
Oh no, dude. I have a feeling something bad is gonna happen to her. I stared at the letter. No, I had only just been laying in bed next to her. I'd only just found out that I might actually be able to help her. And now she was gone? I crumpled the paper in my hand, forming a tight fist. In that moment I was ready to put a hole through my wall. My heart was racing, and I couldn't think straight.
Damn it!
I had to go after her. She couldn't have made it far, not with her leg and how sick she was. I was determined to find her, convince her to come back, convince her that we should be together, whatever the circumstances. She needed to know how I felt about her, how much she meant to me. I raced to get dressed, throwing on a sweater and the first pair of pants I found, shoving my feet into some shoes and grabbing the crank-powered flashlight off the side table. There wasn't time to think. I just had to move. I burst through the front door and out onto the porch, nearly tripping down the steps before racing across the muddy lawn, my feet splashing in puddles. I was panting, sprinting almost blindly through the dark in whatever direction I thought Mallory might have gone. I was through the garden, over the hill, and nearing the woods when... Oh no!
Stupid!
Insult and injury, oh no. Suddenly I slammed against the ground, pain shot through me. It took me a moment to get my bearings and understand what had happened. The trap. How the hell? But no. I'd completely forgotten about moving it. How did I let this happen? I sagged against the ground, gritting my teeth. I couldn't let this slow me down. I gathered the strength to push myself up and looked back at my foot. Okay, this chapter is already starting off horrible, everybody. This is not good. It's my foot that had been caught and at a strange angle. I could only assume it was because of the way I'd been running so fast, practically flying over the slopping ground. I twisted and reached to release the trap, which took a few tries. Finally I was able to scramble away and stand up, but the pain in my foot was excruciating. No time to deal with that now. I continued down the path, limping heavily and bleeding into my shoe, calling Mallory's name. As I made my way, I shoved my hand into my sweater pocket and pulled out the flashlight. The same one that had led me to Mallory that first night. I immediately started cranking it, hoping against hope that it would lead me to her again. As I entered the trees, I stopped, hesitating. Mallory's note said that she was headed back to the city to check on her sister. I don't know how you forgot, but okay. Yeah, she probably took the footpath. So I might be able to catch up with her if I followed, but it depends on how much of a head start she had. If I followed the old driveway instead, I'd make it to the highway. It's a longer path, but a more straightforward one. And if I could flag down a car and get a ride, then I might be able to reach the city before Mallory does. I had to pick quickly. Let's head for the highway. I think she is definitely in the city, because she is from the city and she said she wanted to see her sister again. Both options seem so risky. I took my chances and started down the driveway towards the main road. Already I could barely walk on my injured foot. My shoe felt tight and wet, and every step sent pain shooting through my soul. Gotta keep my getting infection too, because like his foot's basically cut open, and I'm sure the wound's pretty big. And also the mud's like probably seeping into his shoe because the bear trap cut through that too. The light from the flashlight bobbed ahead of me, lighting up potholes and stones for me to step around and over. It took longer than it should have, but soon I was at the turn where the driveway met the main road, with high-mast lights towering over me. The road itself was desolate, of course. Few people traveled anymore. Still, as I staggered along the shoulder in the direction of the city, I kept cranking my flashlight, swinging it back and forth on the off chance that someone, anyone, might come along and see me. The thought of Mallory kept me going. I walked for a long, long time. It felt like a ghost world.
Please, is anyone out there?
My voice held more despair than I'd ever realized. But then, as if my desperate voice had summoned it, a car appeared in the distance. I heard it before I saw it, and when I started waving my arms again. You're supposed to stay away from people, my brain reminded me.
Shut up! That's not important right now!
The car was getting closer, its headlights glaring. I tried to jump, but my foot hurt too much.
Stop! Please! Stop! I need help!
The car began to slow. I stumbled towards it. The window rolled down and the driver peered out, saw my bloodied foot, and gasped.
Oh my god, what happened to you?
I'm trying to get to the city. Please, I'm hurt, and she's...
I I couldn't even say it. How could I explain?
Get in. I'll take you to the hospital.
Oh, here we go. Are we going to the city? Hopefully. I wanted to cry. I hobbled to the passenger door and climbed in. Sorry, I can't even read. I'm trying to read fast because I feel like I know there's a lot to like take in here, but by car, the city rose up within minutes, basically. As we moved through the dim pre-dawn streets, I looked out at the place I'd hoped never to return to. It looked so much more decrepit than I imagined. The buildings were totally overgrown. There were broken windows and crumbling bricks, and the roads were all cracked apart. Here and there, bits of keep your distance, tape fluttered, forgotten. The people who were left did not need to be reminded. There was a lot of vandalism too. We drove past one dusty-looking grocery store which had 3 people lined up outside, each of them wearing a heavy-duty mask and spaced at least 8 feet apart from one another. I couldn't imagine how tough it must have been on Mallory and her family living here. So yeah, the hospital came into view very quickly. I profusely thanked the driver and I hopped out of the car before it even fully stopped. When I saw the medical tent erected in the street outside the hospital, I almost couldn't believe my eyes. It existed, just like an email bulletin said it would, but there was hardly anyone around. Medical worker decked out in PPE emerged from the tent, holding a clipboard and looking around. A man with a small child called out from several feet away, and a worker began asking questions I couldn't hear. It was how they were saving the world, quietly and with eerie calm. Daring to hope, I looked around for Mallory. If by some miracle she had made her way here, then everything would probably be okay. I spotted another group's lingering nearby, and I lurched towards them.
I'm looking for a girl. Her name is Mallory. Her hair is long and white. She's wearing purple.
I moved from person to person, pleading, but no one had an answer for me. All of a sudden, I heard the faint squeal of a megaphone, a voice cracking over the near-empty street.
If you are awaiting preventative care, we ask that you remain patient while we triage symptomatic individuals. If you are currently experiencing symptoms like fever, headache, fatigue, or dry coughing, or have recently been in close contact with someone who is, please proceed to the screening area for assessment.
Medical worker showing the man and child into the med tent now. I staggered over.
Do you see a very sick girl dressed in purple?
Medic looked at me, startled.
I'm sorry, no.
Oh, wait, a new
Who is
character.
she? And have you been in close contact with this person?
If she's not here, can you help me find her? Because she's really sick, and I need to find her and bring her here.
If you've been in contact with an infected individual, then the most important thing right now is for you to get assessed and admitted for treatment.
Hey man, you think Jeongin cares about that right now? Hell, I'm pretty sure he would risk his life just to save Mallory right now.
You do understand how rapidly the virus proliferates. The sooner we can begin treatment, the better your chances will be. Please, follow me.
But no, I have to.
Please. Right now, you are potentially shedding the virus in a public space. You need to enter the med tent.
I looked around at the near empty street. I wanted to keep arguing, but what could I say? The medic must have seen the pain and hopelessness on my face.
I will try to find out about your friend. Now please. I need you to enter the med tent.
Accept treatment or insist on getting help from Mallory first. Oh, this is hard. Because I feel like if we don't get treatment, like, we're gonna die, and then Mallory will die, and then that's the worst ending we can get. But then, like, if we do get treatment, only Mallory would die, but I don't know, like, this is hard. This is legitimately hard, everybody. Hang on. I'm gonna save. Just gonna read this. Fine, you know what? We'll get treatment first, because we can definitely tell, too, if it's legit, right? I don't know. This is cope, but I'm gonna hope that this is the right choice, everybody.
Okay.
You stupid.
Instant oh my. Okay, that achievement already is foreshadowing, isn't it? Oh no. No. After everything became a blur, inside the tent I was brought to this. Wait, a spiral of guilt and confusion consumed me. Was I sick? No, all the horrible feelings in my body was because I was running basically. Oh no. Had I felt the inklings of them before? Someone took my temperature, asked me questions, took my blood before I knew it was being wheeled from the tent to the hospital itself for quarantine.
Don't worry, we're going to take care of you. Everything's going to be all right.
Wait, who's this voice? It's familiar. I think it's somebody in Crush Crush, but I forgot which character. I didn't know who was talking to me because I couldn't see anyone's faces. All I knew was I didn't really believe them. After being admitted to the hospital, receiving preventive treatment and being monitored closely, I was finally allowed to leave. A week had passed, and by that time there was no way for me to know what happened to Mallory. I searched for her, of course, but it wasn't like the old days where you could file a missing persons report, or, you know, someone would find a way to contact you. I returned to the cabin alone. The whole scene looked wrong somehow. the land and the trees and the cabin itself all looked dried out and colorless. There was nothing welcoming about this place, nothing that felt warm or safe. Near the front porch, I found a package which looked like it had been outdoors a little too long and my heart sank.
It must be that order I placed for drone delivery. With the first aid kit and the aspirin and...
Oh no. I bent to pick up the package and sat right there on the porch to open it. There was the first aid kit, nicely stocked. The fresh bottle of aspirin, shiny and sealed. There was the ring I'd bought from Mallory, the one with the dainty purple stone that reminded me so much of her. I stared at it for a while, and I started talking to myself.
Do you wish you'd never met her? Yes, that's a lie. Of course it is. But I wish I'd made different choices. I wish I hadn't lost her. Yeah.
A cold, brisk wind rushed past, pulling the last few crisp brown leaves off the trees, sending them skittering. One thwacked me in the face before flying off into the garden.
Thanks, wind.
I put the ring on some twine. Wait, I'd put the ring on some twine or somewhere around my neck, and then what?
Then nothing. Maybe I'll get struck by lightning.
At least that would be something to look forward to, meeting Mallory again in whatever afterlife there was. Maybe our ghosts could be together, hunt the cabin to scare off any trespassers by wiping our sheets and rattling our chains. The turn I reached for the door, something purple seemed to flash in the corner of my eye. For the briefest moment, I thought it was Mallory, but nothing was there. Someday, I thought to myself, heading inside. So, okay. Oh, wait, it's our ghost. What the heck? Oh, okay, so we got the bad ending, bro. Oh. Damn. So yeah, that was definitely the wrong choice, everybody. Okay, let's see. So I think if we do this, I don't know if this is actually the end of the game too, or if like it's gonna continue to do this.
I can't stop until I find her. Please, there's no one here, but she's somewhere. And if I can just find her and get her back here in time, that's a life saved.
Medical looked kind of lost, started backing away, getting ready to start running again. If Mallory wasn't here, then she had to be at the planetarium, or at least on her way to it.
Wait! Don't go yet.
The medic disappeared inside the tents. A couple of people who had been waiting nearby moved closer, hovering. It's probably wrong of me to race ahead of them, demanding the lone medic's attention, but honestly, whatever. It wasn't as though there weren't crowds and crowds of people waiting for aid. The only thing I cared about was Mallory. The medic re-emerged, holding out a bulky handset.
Take this. It's a satellite phone. We have a few of them for contacting other med centers. As soon as you find your friend, call us.
Ooh.
If we know where you are, we might be able to send help.
Oh my god, here we go, everybody. Okay, this is the better choice. A wave of gratitude washed over me as I took the sat phone.
Oh!
I definitely didn't have to be told twice. Time has never been more of the essence.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was already hurrying away, almost in disbelief at this blessing. Carried on down the street, calling Mallory's name. Though everything seemed so deserted, there were a handful of people around who turned to look at me puzzled. Of course, they avoided me, and I avoided them. I reached back into my memory, trying to get my bearings and figure out which way to go. The planetarium was close to the river. My head was spinning, I couldn't feel my foot anymore, but I kept on going, leaving bloody shoe prints behind me. Hope was the only thing keeping me going. I treaded over the rubble in the streets, passing over broken hazard signs and empty storefronts. Yeah. Okay, so when the top of the old planetarium came into view, I sprinted the rest of the way. Looked at the buildings, and which one was the apartment that Mallory lived in? Scanned all the windows and balconies in sight, looking for some sign of her. I turned in a circle, searching every street corner and bus stop I could see. It was like a ghost town. I tipped my head back to call out for Mallory. That's when I caught a sight of a purple figure on the rooftop overhead.
Mallory! Mallory! Don't move! I'm coming!
I didn't even know if she could hear me. I just hurried as fast as my body would let me, around the building to the fire escape. A dry, rattling feeling was building up in my chest. I could hardly breathe. I reached the top of the fire escape and hauled myself up onto the roof, where I was sure I had seen Mallory. I looked around for her, and for a moment my body ceased all function, and I could actually feel my heart skip a beat.
Mallory!
Where was she? Oh, sorry. Cold breeze blew past, and all I could do was stand there for a few moments, processing everything.
I'm here.
We found her. I think. I don't want to speak too soon. Trying to find the source of that small, weak voice. There she was, at the opposite edge of the rooftop, her delicate frame backlit by the gently rising sun. Dark hollows under her eyes and in her cheeks. She trembled, barely able to hold herself upright.
Why are you here?
She didn't look at me as she spoke, and my throat felt like it was twisting shut.
Your letter. I found it, and I couldn't just let you go.
She listened and continued to gaze out on the cityscape, avoiding eye contact with me.
You shouldn't be here. It's dangerous for you to be close to me.
She was so out of breath. I approached her slowly, terrified that she would just float away.
That doesn't matter to me now. I care about you too much. I love you, Mallory.
Yes, he said it. He said the thing, everybody. She turned her face, finally giving me a weak smile.
You dummy. I love you too.
Wait, actually, I want
That's
this
why
one.
I had to leave.
She swayed then, as though turning to look at me had made her dizzy, and her body dipped towards the ledge. I lunged, panicked, and grabbed Mallory's narrow arms. In one swift movement, I pulled her onto myself, redirected the shift and weight to have her fall into my arms. Gently, I helped her lay down. Her cheeks were blood red, her skin like fire, and she struggled to keep her eyes open. Another thumbnail? Okay.
I don't have much time left. Maybe you're just a dream.
No, Mallory, you don't understand. There's a treatment. There's a treatment, and it's right here in the city, and I love you.
There's a cure?
I nodded vigorously, fumbling for the sat phone I'd shoved into my pocket.
My sister wasn't home. Do you think maybe she managed to get the cure?
I'm hoping she did, you know. I sincerely hope. My shoulders rounded as I fought back tears. Of course, Mallory wouldn't even think of herself.
I'm going to get you help. I'm calling right now, and someone's gonna come.
The phone was in my hands, my thumbs poised over the stiff, tactile buttons. The number had been printed on the med tent, but what was it? Uh-oh. Oh, no. Uh-oh. This was a memory. I didn't even pay attention to the tent, everybody. That's bad. Okay. This is life or death right now. I think it was this. Yes, that was it. Thank you, brain. I think we got it, everybody. It says close call. Okay. I didn't know if it was the same I could give me, but either way, yeah.
Someone's coming. Help is coming.
We did it, everybody. Let's go. You know what? Ow. You know what I do? I hit myself too hard.
It was selfish of me to stay with you. I should have known.
No, don't start that.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it. Alright.
I'm so sorry.
In the nicest of ways, you know. If she starts talking about that, I'm just gonna tell her, shut up.
You have absolutely nothing to apologize for. I was alone for so long, I forgot what it was like to live. And then you came into my world, and
Just begin to
having
roll
you in
down.
my life has been the best thing to ever happen to me. And I cannot wait for us to go home and live happily ever after together.
Too weak to wipe away her tears, they fell onto the cold concrete blocks we were resting on. A chill breeze blew up the side of the building and carried with it the smell of pavement, basically.
Stay with me, Mallory. We're going to get you help, and everything's going to be okay.
Alright, so we waited for as long as we could. And far below, I heard the mumble of a vehicle pulling up, a door popping open in a distant voice. It was 2 weeks before Mallory and I were able to return to the cabin. Mallory had spent most of that time quarantined, receiving the breakthrough R Pandavax treatment, which carried her gently back from the brink of death.
Nice.
I received a treatment as well, and I was monitored closely. Finally, we were discharged and we found our way back home, where all the leaves were golden red. The mountains had snow on their peaks. The first thing we did was check on the chickens, only to find that they had torn open their feed bag, and had themselves a feast while we were away. They were very fat and happy to see us. We took a careful stroll around the rest of the property too, just to make sure everything looked okay and to make note of any issues I'd need to deal with. Then we were about ready to head inside. Near the front porch, we found a package which looks like it had been, yeah, okay.
Must be that order I placed for drone delivery.
This part's kind of the same.
First aid kit,
Kind of.
and the aspirin,
The voice showed up.
Feels like a million years ago.
I sat down on the porch step to open the package, hardly able to wait. Ignoring the first aid kit and the aspirin bottle, I pulled out the small cardboard box that I knew had Mallory's ring. I looked up at her, suddenly a little nervous.
I have a gift for you.
Woohoo! Here we go.
What is it?
I grinned at how cute she was. I held the box up to her and she danced a little as she took it. She lifted the lid to peer inside.
Oh my goodness. It's so pretty.
It reminded me of you.
Her eyes looked so shiny. She smiled and leaned down and kissed me.
Try it on.
Okay.
She took the ring out of its little box and slid it onto her narrow finger. I totally guessed her ring side, but luckily, it was a perfect fit. Hey, look at that. She looks cool. She even got the little fang right there, or I don't know, it's probably just whatever, it's probably just another row of teeth. Like, you know, the baby teeth. Anyway, she tilted her hand back and forth, smiling at the silver bow and glistening stone. Seeing her so happy made me happy.
I love you, Mallory.
I love you too.
Feels good to say that when we're not in a life or death situation, am I right?
Yeah, you know it. She giggled. We went inside together, and for a long while we just enjoyed each other's company. We ate, we talked, we laughed, and we held each other. When the sun dropped below the horizon and the sky grew dark, I thought back to what Mallory had told me about her love for the stars.
What would you say if I asked you to spend this evening stargazing with me?
Ooh, here we
I
go.
would say I know the most perfect spot.
I felt my grin get even bigger.
I'll grab some blankets. Meet me up there?
Sure.
A few minutes later, I climbed up onto the roof with a big blanket folded over my shoulder. Mallory sat waiting for me, watching me with those beautiful eyes and the sweetest smile. Yeah, I think I might use this for the thumbnail. Anyway, my heart felt warmer than it ever had. The pain and loss we'd experienced would always be there, but by now there was also joy to be felt. So much joy and so much life to be lived. There would always be sorrow and endings, but like a sunset or a flower, the impermanence of this very moment was exactly what made it so valuable. Hey, look at that. You know, I'm using that as a wallpaper. That's cool. I went to sit with Mallory under the stars. Hey! Good ending. Wow. That was actually pretty well done. Like, I actually didn't think this was the end either, but like, damn, that was a really good story, everybody. Like, I'm so glad I decided to actually go back on this after pre-recording all the way back in March. So, yeah, like, that is the end of this series, but, Psych! Alright, everybody, I'm actually back, so this is future, editing, voiceover Brennan here, or whatever you want to call it. So, apparently I thought there were only 2 endings to Cabin Fever, so apparently I learned through this achievement right here, there's actually a total of 9 endings that we can get.
Wow!
So, of course, I've gotten like 2 out of the 9, basically, so we just have 7 more to get. And there's actually a lot more things to get as well, so, you know, like, stay inside and walk outdoors, get into a car accident somehow, fall into a forest ravine, show up a little too late, or whatever, you know. So, apparently, it can all come down to, like, whatever choices we make, so, you know what, I'm definitely going to be doing, like, more parts on Cabin Fever, because I never realized that there were more endings, because I thought there was only those 2, and then that was it, but apparently there's more, and you know what, I'm looking forward to seeing what the other endings actually are, so, with that said, I really hope you guys enjoyed this part of Cabin Fever, so, yeah, I'm definitely going to get the other endings, and then, I don't know, we'll see what else we can do, maybe, with the series. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this part, and yeah, in the top right corner of your screen, there will be an annotation to the next part once it becomes available, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.